Alrighty. So, hi. Um, First of all, like Sherry's like, hi. I want to make sure everybody's doing good and we're all doing well and we're like taking care of ourselves, right? Like I know this has been hard. Like we were just talking like on our kids and on ourselves. So I'm glad you guys got on so we can talk about how to naturally support our emotions as we're moving through the current events. And we're going to talk about essential oils, but I pulled in some basic coping strategies and some of the nutrition supplements that we have, so we can talk about some of that, and then you guys can give me some ideas as well, okay? Um, First, I'm going to introduce myself because I think there might be a couple new people on the call, or maybe you share this video with somebody. I'm Susan Richardson, and I am, I live in Dublin, Ohio with my husband and my two kiddos. And prior to becoming an oily mom, all of you may not know this, but I was actually a mental health counselor and I was an art therapist. I did that for 15 years. I absolutely loved it. When I got pregnant with Emily, I had a client threaten me and it scared the snot out of me. I was only 29 and it scared me. I quit my job I put in my 30-day notice the next day. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm a mom now and I can't afford not to be there for my kiddo. And I ended up moving to a holistic health center where that's where I fell in love with natural health. And I was the new patient coordinator. I absolutely loved helping people in both of those careers. But as most of you know, when Sahara was born, my youngest daughter, I ended up leaving that career as well because she had things going on almost immediately and I needed to be home, okay? So it wasn't long after that, a few years, where I bumped into essential oils. And I thought essential oils smelled good. And I knew my massage therapist used them on me and they made me feel relaxed. And I didn't know if it was the oil or the massage or the combination. I had no idea. I didn't know what I know now, right? Like there were so many other things playing into factor with that. So, like I said, 9.5 years ago, I had my first experience with oils, like real, authentic, like Young Living oils. And I'm pretty sure the girls who are on the call today who are members remember their first experience. Like you don't forget your first experience, right? And it was literally a life-changing moment for me. I had results instantaneously, like it blew my socks off. And we started using them with our family pretty soon after. I used it on myself first because I am that mom who says I'm not going to use things on my kids if I don't know exactly what it is. And at that point in our lives, I'm not going to go into my whole story, but I will say I was dealing with a kid who was severely autistic. We were told to put her in an institution. My husband had just been downsized. I had another kid who had anxiety because of the other sibling. And I was overweight. I wasn't sleeping. My mood, like I was a hot mess. Like if I had to say I was at rock bottom, that would be it. Like it was not fun. So I actually took a whole year once I found Young Living, dabbling into the oils to not only support my health, but also my mental health. That was my passion in the past, and kind of pulling the oils into it was really exciting. I remember, I don't think Carrie's on the call, but Carrie and I early on our journey had conversations about how to help people with emotional challenges or situations in conjunction with things that we knew from our past, and combining them, and it kind of fizzled because we jumped into what we do now. But like this topic is exciting to me. I love to, like, my passion is helping people. My real passion is helping moms and women, as you guys know. And I don't think there's anything more exciting to me than when I'm teaching a class and I see a spark of hope in someone's eye and like you've connected with them and they're like, ah, and they see the big picture. Like that excites me. That makes me want to like go out and help more people. So when when I started researching the essential oils and how they could help my family, the information that I found was astounding. Um, I think that I don't think we talk enough about the emotional component. I know in our Facebook group, like in our community, we talk a lot about supporting our physical self. We talk about the body systems, but we kind of segue from the emotional support. And I think that I'm excited to teach about it today because I think it's really important. And I think it's really important today with the pandemic that's going on. I don't know, but I'm if you don't know me, I'm pretty darn transparent. And I will tell you that I'm having a hard time. Like, it's been really difficult for me. I call myself an introvert or an extroverted introvert. Like, I like being at home. Like, having Young Living as my career is like the cream of the crop for me because I can choose to stay home all the time, but that's my choice. And like right now, I don't have that choice, and it's been really hard. And um, my husband and I, a couple of weeks into the whole stay-at-home thing, started talking about how I had my rhythm. Like, the kids were at school, he was at work, I was working from home. You know, I had my coffee dates and my Zooms, and everything was on this rhythm. Then all of a sudden, my family, my people were home in my space, and my rhythm fell upside down, right? And I struggled with it. Like, the first 2 weeks were hard because Sahara was having epic meltdowns because you can imagine her routine was upside down. And I felt like I was failing as a mom because all of a sudden, you know, I've homeschooled in the past and I did it successfully, but homeschooling underneath the school's guidelines is a lot different. And there was like all this pressure and I was struggling. So um, one of the first things that I did, and well, I don't think this was ironic. um, Actually, a couple months prior to this whole thing happening, I reached out to Fawn on our team and I asked her if she wanted to do a yoga challenge with me. And we have talked since how ironic we found it to be that we had planned this months ago, and it ended up being the month where we were we were ordered to stay home. And we were talking about how, you know, God like orchestrates things like this where he knew our team was going to be at home, and that we were going to be struggling, and that we weren't going to be out moving as much, and somehow pulling that yoga into our team was going to be beneficial for us. So the first tip is, I'm going to tell you, if you're on our team, tune into Fawn's videos. They're phenomenal. Like, she's just phenomenal. Okay, so take advantage of that. If you are not on our team, go do some, like, there's some, you can Google anything and find anything on YouTube. Go find some basic yoga videos where you can start stretching and just breathing. A lot of people put too much of the what does it really mean yoga. Like, to me, it's finding my center. It's about focusing on my breath and just quieting my mind and my surroundings. Like, it's meditative for me. Okay, so I recommend that everybody like find something that does that for you, some sort of meditation or prayer, whatever it is. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day, that is better than nothing. Okay, and I think getting away from the family, Sherry's going, yes, I know, right? Getting away from the family and the people that are on top of you right now. I love my family. Y'all know that I could talk about them all day, but I also need my space. Okay, I'm the mom who goes grocery shopping and sits in the parking lot for 10 minutes before I head home because that's my quiet space in my car, right? Like, now more than ever, we need to find that quiet space, okay? So we can come back a better mom, better spouse, better employee at a distance, or whatever your circumstances, okay? I also want to encourage you guys to get up and move. Like, besides yoga, walking, we've done a walking challenge in our group. Like, there's a reason why, like, I picked each of the challenges for a reason. And walking not only helps our physical health, but it also helps our mental health. Okay. And they found, there was research where, oh, let me see if I can find it. There was a study done that people who walked just 20 minutes a day and it doesn't have to be exuberant. Like it doesn't have to be like power walking, but actually 30 minutes a day reduced your risk of falling below the health line by 30%. They found if you just walk 20 minutes casually, so I've been getting up in the morning, and Emily and I have been taking a walk with the dogs every morning. You know, it's probably 20, 30 minutes max that we're out and we come back. Research showed that that level of exercise actually provided your body with enough increased energy and mood elevation to last 12 hours. Like, that is a free way to take care of your mental health. And I know Sharon walks every day. I mean, she calls me sometimes on her walks, right? We don't even live near each other and we can go on a walk together because technology is great these days, right? Get up and move. Even if you're not comfortable walking in your communities right now, because some people aren't, walk around your house, do a couple laps around your yard, okay? If things get to be too bad, get out, get sunshine, you're getting vitamin D, you're getting that fresh air, you're moving, it's a good thing, okay? It's easy and it's free. It's gonna clear your mind and it'll relieve tension, okay? And it's gonna help your joints. So, you know, there's an added bonus to that, okay? While you're out, it's spring, stop and smell the flowers, okay? I am the neighbor who stops in people's yards. And you'll see me smelling their flowers in their front yard, and I don't care because I like lilacs and I'm gonna stop if I see them. They're my favorite, okay? So if you smell flowers, you guys should know this if you're on my team, right? You know that if you are smelling a flower, you're smelling essential oil safely, okay? Whenever that you smell an aroma of a plant, it's actually the essential oil wafting in the air. And I think my theory is that's why when we get flowers or when we go to the park and we take our kids out to go decompress in the park, I think part of it is the physical activity, but I think the other part is nature, and it's the smells and the aromas and the essential oil that's wafting in the air, and it's helping bringing us down and it's helping grounding us. So if you can't get to a park right now, and I don't know if all cities are letting people into parks, and if you're not comfortable doing it right now, go in your backyard. If you don't have a backyard, walk down your street. There's safe places that you can go walk right now. That was my daughter trying to call me. She's upstairs, by the way. All right, so the essential oil can help us deal with stress, and it can help us with dis-ease, okay? See how I did that? Dis-ease. When we have dis-ease in our body or in our experiences, essential oils can help bring harmony and homeostasis back into our body, okay, and our mind. So when we smell an essential oil or a flower, it increases our oxygen availability by 21% within 20 minutes. That's important, okay? So that's why, plug it in, but that's why we have our diffusers, right? We should be running those in our homes with our emotional oils, right? That's why we should go out into the park and walk 20 minutes. We all know that oils relax us, and this is why it's increasing that oxygen and availability in the brain and in the glands in the brain, okay? And that's really important to maintaining mental health, okay? And incidentally, when I was an art therapist, one of the things that we did was we used a lot of crayons in our therapy sessions because the aroma of the crayon would actually trigger memories and take people back to experiences. And I don't think it's, well, you know, happy accidents. Now I work with aromatherapy, right? And what do? We use those essential oils to what I want to say, bring closure to past experiences and things like that, right? To ground us and promote good mood and mental health. They also help us to absorb and assimilate our nutrition. We know that. We're going to talk more about food in a little bit and how foods can affect our mood. And there's a gazillion opinions on those. So I'm going to try to be as general as possible, right, Ro? Right. So the first thing I want to talk, let's just talk about oils a little bit. So one of the things I love about Young Living, a lot of people ask me, what do I use for what? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, and I would say, I don't know. Like, use your intuition, stand in front of your oils and figure out which one calls you today. Today, Valor was calling me. I used a lot of Valor today. Or look at the name, like valor, it's courage, it's strength, it's, like that's a good thing to have these days. But my other favorite is stress away. There it goes, stress away. And like I like that the name says it all. And I'm going to tell you that this one is not only good to relieve everyday stress, but stress isn't good for our immune system. So if we're using this and we're coping with our stress better in our lives, it's going to enhance our immune system, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But like that's a good thing right now, right? Like number one thing that we should be doing is reducing our stress for mental and physical health. Okay, so if this one is not in your collection or you don't use this one, it should be your BFF right now. Okay, because I don't know anybody that I have talked to in the past 2 months who isn't experiencing stress. And even before this experience, all stress is stress and affects our body, and it doesn't matter if it's good stress or bad stress. So even think about, a new baby, planning a wedding, getting a promotion. Those are all really good things, but they still affect our body. And if we're not coping with the stress effectively, it's going to impact not only our immune system, but it also affects things like feeling fatigued and having difficulty maintaining healthy weight. How many of you have gained? We always joke that we had the freshman 15. I'm calling it the stay-at-home 15. Not kidding. That would probably be another class we should do soon. But it also, all of this can take a hit because of stress levels. So if you're experiencing any of those things, get your stress under control. Okay, so this one we put in the diffuser. Shake of hand. How many are diffusing your stress away right now? Yes, I see hands. Yeah. Put it on your wrist. So we can just put it on our wrist. We can put it on our chest, the back of our neck. Just get it on. Okay. And just the aroma will help to bring things down. Okay. And incidentally, if you add this with peppermint in your diffuser, it smells like Thin Mints, which may not be good for our weight stuff right now, but it smells good. Okay. So cortisol is a stress hormone that actually it affects all those things that I just talked about. If your cortisol, it's your fight or flight response, which is a good thing. We all need the fight or flight response, right? Like if I see a dinosaur, because my kids like dinosaurs, I want my cortisol to dump into my body and give me that surge so I can run the heck away, right? But too much of that is not a good thing, and it's going to impact your health. Okay, so there was actually a study, research that showed that cortisol, too much cortisol will shrink your, I don't know if I say this right, hippocampus, which is in the brain, and your hippocampus has been a shrunken one has been correlated between Alzheimer's and dementia. So if we think like, I'm not saying that that's the only cause to that, but I know that there's research that suggests that that is an impact on it. Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to protect our brain, like diffuse your oils, one, eat good food, two, get out and walk, like learn how to breathe, get your stress levels in control. Okay. We also know that walking can increase our cortisol or decrease our cortisol levels. So, there's another added benefit to walking. For those of us who are underneath chronic stress, and I'll be the first person to say that, I am an anxious person. It's just in my DNA, and that's how I function. Okay. When I have too much stress or I'm not dealing well with it, which seems to be a lot lately, I turn to cortisol. Okay, anybody use cortisol? I'm gonna just talk about this one really quick. This is so we have two types of supplements at Young Living. We have supplements where we take it every day because our body doesn't manufacture a certain vitamin like Super B or calcium, like our body doesn't make that, right? But then we have other supplements that are targeting specific body functions. So if I have too much stress going on in my life and my adrenals are producing too much cortisol, I want my body to pull that back and pull it back into balance. And cortisol does that. Or cortisol does that. It gets your body back online so you're not harming yourself. Okay. So this is not a supplement that you would take the rest of your life. Okay. You would take it 6 to 8 weeks. We've been staying at home for what, 4? So grab a bottle and start taking it. I'll give you an example. My husband took it for 6 weeks and then we ran out. And I think 2 weeks after we ran out, he was like, "Can you get another bottle of that Cortisol?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's going on?" He's like, "I'm just not dealing with it well anymore." He's like, "I'm having like XYZ happen." And I'm like, "Okay, let me order." And that's what Gary Young, our founder, had formulated it for. If you can get it back on, your stress levels back online in 6 weeks and you can deal, fantastic, stop taking it. If you take it for 6 weeks and then you take a 2-week break and you're noticing, you know, I'm just not dealing with life very well right now, start taking it again and take it for another 6 weeks. And you just keep on doing that. And sometimes you'll go, "I'm good." And then you'll be good for a year. And then all of a sudden you get a pandemic going on. You're like, "I'm not dealing with stress anymore." And you start taking it again. So this is a good one that, you know, my oldest daughter takes it. My husband takes it. I take it every now and then, not as much as they do, but it's just one that we like to have in the counter so that if things are just, if life seems to be just too much for us to handle, we go to this. Does that make sense? Okay, awesome. All right. So let's go back to oils. Another one, I just briefly mentioned it, Valor is my absolute favorite blend. Again, Courage when I'm feeling overwhelmed, which doesn't take a lot to do to me. I love this stuff. Okay, it like within minutes it brings my body back to balance. I can just smell it from the bottle and have an effect, or I can apply it again to my shoulders or my wrist, my chest. Put it in the diffuser. Put it on the bottoms of your. If you any of the oils, if you don't prefer the aroma, put the oil on the bottom of your feet. Like it'll still get into your body. You don't have to smell it. Or if you're worried about people smelling the oils on, well, you shouldn't now because you're staying home. But you know, when you go back out and about, if the oil scent is too much for you, put it on the bottoms of your feet, put your socks on, and you'll be fine. Okay. How many of you are experiencing fear right now for any reason? Anybody? That's because you guys don't watch the news. So kudos to you guys. I saw a lot of no's. Last time I talked about this, there were a lot of yeses. Okay, so how many of you have kids who have behaviors going on that are unusual? Maybe a little? I will. I'll say I do. Like my kid, my youngest is off the chart. Like she's out of routine. And I know that a lot of the emotional outbursts aren't necessarily because she's being her behavior. It's she's got fear about what she's heard us say that we probably shouldn't have said in front of her, or she's gone on YouTube and she's seen videos of people in the news talking, and she comes downstairs and holy cow, she's like all over us. We go like stress away is good, but like Valor helps with that stuff, like the anxiousness, the fear, the needing courage. Before you get on a call in front of 11 people, you put your Valor on so you can have some courage to get out and talk, right? So this blend, like I think strength, anything that mental fortitude, mental strength, I go to this one. Okay. Incidentally, it's also good for body discomfort. So I'll use that on my muscles as well. So that's a really good one for that. I think that Stress Away and Valor are really great for our kids, but I also know that Gary specifically formulated Peace and Calming for our kids. So if you have kiddos, Peace and Calming might be a good one for them. I'm putting it in the diffuser. He added orange to it, which kids seem to like. And I know that even with the dog, the golden, she's our golden child. We will use a lot of Peace and Calming on him. I just put a couple of drops on my fingers and then I just pet it on his ears, right, to kind of calm him down. Or I'll even put it in the diffuser. I'll put it in the diffuser around 3 o'clock when the kids start getting antsy. Anyway, just to kind of mellow things out and set the mood in the house. Okay. When we are anxious and we're stressed and there's mood stuff happening. We guard our breath. Do you guys, anybody hold their breath? I hold my breath all the time when I'm anxious, and my husband will literally like jab me or tell me, take a breath, Susan, like you got to breathe, right? And our chest gets tight, right? Okay. This is the typing of breathing, again, that prepares us for that fight or flight response. There's a dinosaur coming. I'm going to shallow my breath so I have more energy to sprint, right? That's just the way that our body is designed to protect us. It also tenses our muscles, like we're going to go run from that tiger. So one of the best ways to, I do a lot of deep breathing, and my kids will go, "Are you okay?" Because they hear me breathe. And it's just a coping skill I've learned. And I just do, like when I am like stressed, I just go into this deep breathing where we breathe in for 5 seconds, we hold it for 5 seconds, and then when we exhale for 10. So we want to exhale longer than we breathed in, okay? And that rhythm will actually soothe and relax you, calm you down. Okay, so we're going to practice that. Everybody ready? Okay, so you're going to breathe in your nose and out your mouth, okay? So first you're going to breathe in for 5. So breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now you're going to hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now you're going to exhale out your mouth. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, take another breath in. Hold it. And breathe out. Do you guys feel a difference already, just even with those 2 breaths? Like instantaneously, even without the oils, that will bring you down. So when you're out on your walk today, stop and take a couple of deep breaths, okay? How many of you are having a hard time with sleep? Anybody? A couple hands. Okay. Okay. So couple things. One, get your diffusers out. Diffuse before you go to bed. So turn your diffuser on like 30 minutes as you're getting ready for the bed, and you have your diffuser going on. You can shut your door so it like builds the aroma up in the room. Oils that I like that turn your mind off, your repetitive thinking. I run through everything I did in the day, and like my kid has my thing, right? The brain just doesn't shut off at night, right? So frankincense, we love frankincense at night. It quiets our mind. Any of the ones I just talked about, peace and calming, stress, valor. I love lavender with cedarwood paired in the diffuser at night. Sleepy Eyes is one of Sahara's favorite for her. What else do we do? Palo Santo is another one that we do at night. I really like that one. Rutabaga, I might not put that one in the diffuser because it doesn't smell great to me, but I will put it on my feet and I will put it on the back of my neck. And actually it doesn't smell that bad to me anymore. I've gotten accustomed to it, right? So it's that valerian, and it's really rooty and earthy, okay? So there are a lot of calming, relaxing oils that we could use in the diffuser. Another one that I recommend if anyone's having nightmares, I saw that post on our group, a couple people were having, or their kids were having nightmares, and I'm like, pull out your white angelica. Like that is one of my favorites. A lot of people will go get Dreamcatcher. I'm like, no, Dreamcatcher makes it makes your dreams more vivid. Remember when we did the Dreamcatcher challenge last summer? Yeah, I wouldn't use that if you're having nightmares. It might intensify it. Gary actually created that one to intensify our dreams, like going into the future, our goal setting, not necessarily for our dreams. Okay, so I like white angelica. It's one that we use for protection, to like just get rid of all the stuff that has happened during the day or negativity. Okay, so did anybody bring, I put it up at the last minute, did anybody bring the 4 oils for the Happy Day Protocol? No, you didn't see my post, that's okay. Let's just talk about it real quick, because I think this is, we talk about it and then it goes away. And I just think that we need to get into the habit of doing this protocol every day, especially those of us who are working with managing or better managing our mood. And if you deal with like the everyday blues, anxious feelings, anything like that, this protocol is the bomb. I'm just going to say it that way. Okay. So you take Valor, which we've already talked about, and you put a drop on your wrist and you just hold your wrist together. I love that. You know what, Denise, just use the ones that you have and skip the Harmony for now, or put Valor on your solar plexus as well. Okay, so you're going to do the Valor first, and then you're going to take Joy. I love Joy. Like, it's soft. I have a hospice nurse who uses a lot of Joy when her patients are transitioning, and she'll use it for the families as well as the patient. But this one, just Joy, it brings joy to your heart. And I don't know anybody who doesn't need that right now. So then you just take a drop of the Joy and literally just put it over your heart. Like, I always go, joy is for all matters of the heart. And a lot of times when people are angry or fearful or have grief, they'll say, my heart is broken, right? Like, there's a reason, like we feel it in our heart, right? So we should be using Joy right over that heart, because we want to bring joy back to it. Okay, so love that oil. Harmony is the one Denise said that she doesn't have. If you don't have that, Valor, or just put Joy there, or just skip it. But you're going to take a drop of this. I'm not going to show you guys this, but I'm putting it over my solar plexus, which is that divot right below your stomach, right where your ribs fan out, like right in that little divot. You're going to put it right there. Kim sings, I got the joy, joy. Okay, you don't want to hear me sing. All right, so, and then White Angelica. And this seems so simple, and sometimes that's all it takes, right? Simplicity is good. So we just take the White Angelica. I have a kiddo who, she just feels everything. She'll go to school and she can tell when the teachers are having a bad day, even though they're doing their best to just like the mask it, or if two kids aren't getting along, she feels it. So she wears White Angelica before she goes to school. I'll just literally just do what I just did, and I'll put it on my hands, and I just kind of rub it through her. And she just, I'm like, let's just put on your shield. And she's like, okay, you know, and she likes Valor too. So those are just good ones, like, especially everything in the news and on social media, and everybody has an opinion on social media. And I just want to go newsflash, no one's going to change anybody's mind by posting on social media. So we should probably keep our opinions to ourselves. Like, that's just my thought. But what do I know? But I will say, be like Sherry, turn your news off, right? Turn off social media. Don't jump down those rabbit holes, okay? Like, the more negativity we listen to, especially if we have mood stuff going on and emotion stuff going on, the more it's going to impact us. We should be watching happy movies, or I got a hair that keeps on going in my mouth. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm like, get out of there. We should be watching happy movies. We should be watching comedies, or turn the darn thing off and not be watching any, and be like Ro and have your family like playing their guitar and singing around the fire pit. You know what I mean? Like, we should be doing good things. We pulled out the board games, and we're playing board games with the girls every night, which, even though Jim and I are both working, he's working from home and I'm still working from home, we're doing more board games at night with the kids, because we're not rushed going and like meeting, and I'm not running out the door to go teach a class, and like, we just have more family time. Like, turn off the social media, stay on benevolent oils, but turn off the news and all the commentary. Like, everybody has an opinion for everything, and the media is about fear, and I don't care what news station you watch, they all promote it. So that's my little lecture about unplugging. We got rid of our TV for years, and now actually, we haven't had TV since Sahara was born. So 15 years, we haven't had a TV. We don't watch the news. Like, we watch Netflix. That's it. We have Netflix and Prime. If it's not on there, we don't watch it. The kids aren't exposed to it. Unfortunately, they get it through YouTube and Facebook now, but it's not running in the house like when we were kids growing up. Okay. So, I also, like, real quick about go back to sleep, make sure you have a routine. When we're home, it's really easy to go, I can get it done later. I can sleep in. And when you sleep in, and especially if you're not feeling well and you're having bad thoughts or negative emotions and like you're having a difficulty dealing and coping with things, that can get into a slippery slope. And staying in bed all day is not good for your mental health. I'm just going to say it. So, here from someone who has had to learn how to work from home, which was a huge transition for me, my best advice to everybody, whether you're working or you're just home, is still set your alarm clock and get up every morning. Get a shower, get dressed. If you wear makeup, put your makeup on. Put on your big girl clothes. Don't stay in your jammies and your leggings all day, every day. Well, I do have on leggings on today, but it's Saturday. Um, but when we stay in those lounge clothes and we don't do our hair and we don't look good, we don't feel good. And I'm not saying you have to look good in a vain way, but in a way that makes you feel good, right? And get up and get out and get things going, okay? And if you're home, if it gets too much sitting at your desk working, you still get breaks even though you're working from home. I've had to remind my husband of this. It's okay to get up and walk out of that room and go take a 15-minute break and go sit on the back deck and get some fresh air, okay? Don't stay in, like he's in one of the back spare bedrooms. You don't have to stay in the back spare bedroom for 8 hours a day. Like, get out and get fresh air and sunshine. Sunshine, okay? So I want to talk about immune health, because I think a lot of people are, some of the anxiety, anxiousness, and mood stuff right now is surrounding like making sure our immune system is good, and if it's not, that can be a scary thing. So here's my caveat. I am not claiming that Young Living will treat, cure, or prevent anything. There's my little disclosure, okay? What I am saying is that we have tools that are known to enhance our immune system, to boost our immune system. If you do this, will you stay healthy? I don't know. I had a cough just now. I went to go see Sharon in January, came home with a cough, and like I'm just now getting rid of it. And it's been what, 3 months? Like, we still get stuff. We just have better tools to take care of ourselves when we have that happen, okay? Shit, this hair. So it's just keeping it real, guys. I want to talk about immune. So you all know that we have thieves. Thieves. Everybody should know the thief story. If you don't, I'm going to tell you, and I've said this at almost every class I've taught since the stay-at-home stuff has happened, is when I tell the thief story, I didn't really get it until now. Is that kind of funny? Like, there's always a good thing that happens from everything. So back during the Black Plague, there was a group of thieves that were locked in the city. They were actually oil and spice merchants. And in the past, my critical thinking was, well, why were they locked in the city? Couldn't they just get up and leave? Now I know. Right? I never really put that together. They were, when we say they were locked in the city, they really were. And they ran out of food and they ran out of supplies to live, and they were stuck. And they were wearing, you guys are probably seeing it on Facebook all the time, but they were wearing these plague masks where they were shoving spices and herbs, because they were spice and oil merchants, right, in these masks. So when they were inhaling the aroma of the plants, which we know now were the essential oils, right? And when they got caught, the king said, I'll offer you leniency if you tell us how you didn't die, because you should have died if you were stealing from the plague victims. And they're like, we just put our spices and oil or herbs in this mask and it's protecting us. And I don't think they knew about immune systems back then, or like that word, right? But today we know that's what they were doing. So Gary Young, who was our founder and part of our science team, he was intrigued by this story, and he started researching the what was the the vinegar, and what was the oils and the spices and the herbs that they were using. And he came up with a formula based on that research that included things like cinnamon and clove, eucalyptus, lemon, rosemary, and he blended them into a blend called, that's backwards, thieves, right? So today we can add thieves to our hot tea. So when we drink it, we get those oils in our body and they help to support our immune system. Or I can drink my hot tea and it can soothe my throat. We also have a classic blend, which is across the desk. I don't want to reach in front of you, but we can put it in our diffusers so we can purify the air, or we can rub it on the bottoms of our feet, right? Before we go out and about. So right now we also have, these. Does anybody love these? These should be your best friends right now. Okay, so this one is our, oh, my daughter came in and handed it to me. Is she not like a rock star? So there's the Thieves Classic. So we have 2 blends. Okay. Um, Thieves hand sanitizer is 99%. No, it's not. It kills 99.99% of germs and bacteria in contact. Okay, I can make that claim because it's an over-the-counter, it's registered over-the-counter drug. Is it drug? Over-the-counter product. We'll just say product. Okay, so it's a hand sanitizer. It has, it's over 65% alcohol, which is denatured with peppermint oil, which is kind of cool because then they're not using chemicals to denature it. So we're not getting the chemicals. And you guys, we're probably using a lot of this, right? We don't want tons of chemicals on our hands right now. The CDC says that the best way to prevent disease and illness is to wash our hands. So get out your Thieves hand soap. And if you, or the Luscious Lemon. Do you guys love the new Luscious Lemon? It's so awesome. I should have brought it with me to show it to you. But if you can't wash your hands, this is the backup, right? This doesn't replace common sense in washing our hands, right? But if you have to go to the store or you have to go do something and you can't have access to washing your hands, take this, okay? If you have extra, embrace the heart of Young Living and go give it to someone who's an essential worker. Like, don't hoard it. Like, if you have it and you know someone who needs it, pass it along. Like, that's the way that Young Living functions, right? The other, this actually comes in the starter kit, and because it's like so high demand right now, comes in the starter kit. Is the Essential Rewards order or kit back in stock yet? Not yet. Okay, so it does come in the Essential Rewards kit once it gets back in stock, but everybody's been buying all the Thieves product right now. So this comes in the basic and the premium kit as well. And it is a spray, so it's really cool. It has 75% denatured alcohol in it. So I have been spraying my cart and where I lay my purse in the cart when I go to the grocery store. I spray my steering wheel with it. When I come home from going out, I don't have a towel, but I usually spritz my phone with it and wash my phone off. If I don't have the hand sanitizer, I will just spray it on our hands. Jim and I did that the other day when we were out and about. But like this, before even what's going on in current events, like these 2 products went with me everywhere. Like they just did. I forgot to look at the comments. Okay. So, okay, let's move on from the mood. If you guys want to know more about the Thieves line, if you are not a member, talk to the person who invited you to this call because like it's the bomb. If you're a member, just go to the group and do some searches. We have so much information in there right now. Like, or if you have a question, you're welcome to text me or PM me. So a couple of things, other things that we can do for our mood. Okay, avoid sugary snacks. Okay, sugar's not good for when we're trying not to get sick. I'm just going to say that, and it's not good for our mental health. Artificial dyes are not good for us, and I know a lot of people stocked up on non-perishables. Even in a pandemic, I still read my labels. Like, I'm very picky about what I bring in to my house. Am I a purist? Absolutely not. And would everybody agree with how I eat? Probably not. I know Ro doesn't eat meat and I do. So we have different choices in there. But when I choose to eat meat, I eat high quality meat, right? And when I do eat vegetables, I'm eating organic. If I can't get access to organic, I'm cleaning it with the Thieves line, right? So we're cleaning it, okay? There was a study, I just got 70% off Easter candy. Well, Kim, you should have waited until we had this call. Maybe hide it from the kids and yourself. I don't know. I got nothing. Bring it to happy hour. So the artificial dye, there was a research study that showed that hyperactive behavior with boys between the age of 8 and 9 actually increased with eating foods that contain a mixture of different artificial colors and additives. That's amazing. Like, well, it's not amazing, it's actually terrifying, because what we're eating can be impacting our behavior and our mood. I know that, like, even a certain macaroni and cheese producer in the US has yellow dye in it, but in Europe, they don't put dye in it. They use natural colorings. Okay, so there's a reason why, and we won't go into, that's a whole another call, but read your labels. You can still, like, my daughter does, like, it's one of the foods that she will eat, but we get macaroni and cheese that doesn't have food dye. It's colored with I know it's colored with, it's food colors is what it does. But like, if you are not feeling well mentally, you shouldn't be consuming things that are artificial, because it's not feeding your body. It can actually be inhibiting the processes that are going on. Okay. We should be eating, like, I make fruit and veggie trays and I leave them out and I switch it up every day, because so the kids have access to it and I have access to it. If I don't have it prepared in advance, I'm not going to clean it when I'm snacky. I'll go to the pantry and grab something I shouldn't be eating. And I've been doing that way too much, right? So last week I decided I'm making fruit and veggie trays and I'm rotating what I'm putting out, so it's there. And if they see me eating it, it's modeling it, right? Will they always make good choices? No. Will I? Probably not. But at least it's there and I'm doing better than if I hadn't, right? Get Instacart. I was the person who said I would never do Instacart. Shopping was therapy. It gets me out of the house and away from the kids and life. And it's something mindless that I can go do. And, like, I'm in love with Instacart. That's a good thing that came out of the pandemic. And I can order fresh produce, vegetables and fruits and organic. All these has organic food now, right? And I can have that delivered fresh to the house every week. So I can replenish that without having to worry about going out, okay? And then you can clean it with your Thieves veggie wash, right? I can't keep up with the comments. I apologize for that, you guys. What's another thing? Set a menu, okay? If you want to avoid the processed foods, which we know inhibit brain function and mental health, you have to have a menu. Because if you don't have a menu, you're going to learn about delivery systems who can deliver the crap food to your house very conveniently. Guilty. Or you can have everything planned out ahead and go, oh, it's Saturday, we're having chicken stir fry tonight, which we're really having, because we already have it planned. We already have all the ingredients for it. We just need to pull it out, make sure we have it out and it's ready to prepare. Like, we plan, I plan, they follow every meal for every day. Like, I just have it up. This is what we're doing for the week, and everybody knows what we're so there's no surprise. They can't say, well, I didn't want, well, you already knew it was on the menu. You could have complained when I put the menu up. You know, and we have it planned now, and we don't have to worry about it 7 o'clock at night. I haven't made dinner. Shoot, when am I going to feed the kids? It's already there. So we don't have to worry about eating processed food out and greasy food out, and not good for your mental health, because most processed food in restaurants is full of what? Sugar. So it tastes good. Okay. And sugar affects your mental health, and they also salt it. All right, so you drink more, which affects your body as well. So there's all these little additives that they don't have to tell you that they're putting in their food. If you're cooking fresh from home, you're controlling what you're doing. Is it easy? Not always, but it gets easier once you start doing it and you get into a rhythm. And if you have older kids, get them involved. Emily prepped lunches for the next 3 days for us this morning, you know, and it's something like she wanted a specific thing, and I'm like, here's the ingredients, you go prep it. Cool. Now I don't have to worry about lunch for 3 days. Let me see what else. So that's my thought about food. I was trying to be very general because I know that we have different thoughts. So was that respectful, bro? Did I do good? Okay. All right. Bottom line is, it doesn't matter if you eat keto or you're vegetarian or a vegan or you eat meat. Getting artificial products out of your home, I think we all can agree is a good thing. And we can all agree that eating out of the box and eating fast stuff isn't good for our mental health, right? Okay. All right. So, a couple more things I want to talk about. We talked about thieves. Young living is about getting toxic products out of our home. So the thieves line does that. When this whole pandemic happened, the first two products that I bought were the Thieves hand soap and household cleaner. I got the jumbo sizes because washing hands is a good thing, cleaning your house is a good thing, right? And not using it with toxic chemicals, which can affect how your brain is working. It can affect your hormones. It can affect a lot of things, right? But also putting good nutrition in. So we talked about good food, but in walk, Ningxia Red. How many of you love Ningxia Red? Love it. Do you see how it's a different color down here? This is the good stuff, okay? When we're talking about whole foods and I'm going, avoid the processed foods, this is the stuff we're talking about right here. Like this is the fruit fiber and the pulp and the peel, and that's where all the nutrition comes from. That's why Ningxia Red does what it does, okay? Because we're getting the whole berry. And I know we talk a lot about the physical health with Ningxia Red, and like I'm always like, doesn't matter what body system that you're supporting, Ningxia Red should be the foundation of your health, right? Because good nutrition is important. The food that we eat, I'm gonna get preachy, is not the food like our moms or our grandmothers fed their kids, right? Or even think about your great grandmothers and how dense their food was. Like they cooked at home. We don't get that anymore, right? And getting this into our body is a good thing, okay? So it's dense nutrition and it's minerals and vitamins and antioxidants that help to eliminate free radicals in the body. But not only does it do like immune system and body system support, but it's really, really good for your brain. It's really, really good for your gut. And there is a definite gut-brain connection. And if you're wanting to support positive mood and emotions, you need to be supporting your gut as well. And I think Ningxia Red is one of the best products that we have to do that, in addition to our probiotic, which I didn't bring because I didn't think I was going to talk about it, but that's how I roll. Probiotics are really important. Like mental health, you need to have a good probiotic. Rose says she cannot live without Ningxia Red. I can't either. The other night when I made that one post, I think you tagged me in it after I posted it, Ro. I went and I bought an 8-pack because I'm like, I can't run out, like of all the products, I can't run out of Ningxia Red. I'll forego everything. And I even said it before the pandemic. I'm like, if I had to legitimately pick one product from Young Living and only one, it would be Ningxia Red, because nutrition, like you can't regulate your emotions without good nutrition. You can't support a good healthy heart and muscles without good nutrition. Like nutrition, like is the key to it all. Okay. It has high magnesium, which we know is good for mental health, right? It is a effective, it's really good, how do I say this, for everyday blues. So I always joke that I live in Ohio and it's always gray here. Ningxia Red is my like go-to when I'm feeling blue, right? It also has, you know, we know that mineral deficiencies are related to mood disorders. We need minerals in our body, okay? We know mineral deficiency, like my daughter had pica, you know, like mineral, we need minerals, and those are one of those things that, remember I said earlier, there's two supplements. There's supplements that were targeting body systems, and then there's supplements where we need to be replenishing vitamins and minerals in our body. This is the one, like, this is my multivitamin, and it tastes good. I drink it all the time, and it's great for the kids. Sahara loves it, okay? So they get their wolfberries in the herbal medicine valley of Ningxia. I did not know that until recently, which I thought was really cool. It contains no junk juices like apple juice or pear juice or any of those things that are added for sweetener. It doesn't add any of those, okay? I just learned this too. I think this is a fascinating fact. When Young Living found the Ningxia wolfberry, Gary knew he wanted a liquid supplement out of it. It took them 7 years, amazing to me, 7 years of research to get it to preserve the bioactivity of the enzymes, the vitamin C, and all the nutrients that are in it that are the minerals and the vitamins and the enzymes to keep them alive. Because if you take a supplement where the enzymes aren't alive, they're not going to do anything for you anyways, right? So you might as well just be dumping this down the drain. But they took 7 years to figure out how to, I want to say preserve it for lack of a better word. Yeah, to preserve the bioactivity, right? To make it where it didn't go sour and it didn't, it had a good shelf life where they weren't destroying the nutrition while they were trying to figure out how to keep it on the shelf. And like, that amazes me. That amazes me that a company would take that long to create a product for its good, like for your, like, so we can get the most out of that product where we're not just like drinking juice for the heck of it. We're actually drinking it and we're feeling better, right? We have more energy. We have better health, hopefully. We have better clarity and better mood support when we're drinking our Ningxia. I don't know about you guys, but when I don't have my Ningxia, I can tell a difference. And sometimes people go, I didn't notice anything when I started drinking Ningxia. And I'm like, well, how much did you take? Well, I tried it once. Okay, so here's my rule of thumb. If you're going to try Ningxia, it's not a quick fix. I recommend 3 to 6 months or longer, depending on what you got going on, of every single day, 2 to 4 ounces. Okay. If you take it consistently and you still don't think you're feeling things, that was me. I saw things immediately with my daughter and I'm like, we are never running out of this. Like, I don't know what's happening, but like, holy wow. Like, we found the supplement for her. But me, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'll save it for her. And then I stopped taking it and I was like, I didn't even realize I was feeling better, or I felt so bad before because I was already like, because it was such a gradual thing for me. It wasn't like this holy wow thing that it was for my daughter. My daughter, we were like, oh my God, right? But for me, it was so gradual that I didn't realize I was feeling anything until I went, we'll save it for her. I don't need it. And then I was like, wow. Like, and now like it's the #1 supplement for my whole family. We just won't be without it for any reason. So the last supplement, oh, I wish you guys were unmuted. Maybe you can put it in the comments. Can you guess the last supplement for mood support that I'm going to talk about? Anybody? Oh, you hear it? Yes, Sherry got it first. She's right. Super B, okay? What do I say? Ready? You want your Super B, so you're not a Super B. Can I say that? Is that okay? All right. This is the bomb. Anything mood. These are my 3 supplements for mood: Cortisol, Super B, your probiotic, and your Ningxia Red. Like if I had to do supplements, okay? And then you have the oils that you can add on to it for mood support as well. But Super B is the bomb. They should call it Super Bomb. Like, it's awesome. It contains 8 essential B vitamins. So it has all 8. And the thing is, like, I don't know which vitamins are paired up, but like one B vitamin has to be paired with another B vitamin to actually work, right? So they're in the correct ratio. You're not just getting B6, which is really good for mood, by the way. You're not just getting B12. You're getting the whole array of them, and you're getting them in the right ratio, which is really, really important, okay? They also added nutmeg to it, which we know supports our adrenals. Remember when I talked about cortisol earlier and our adrenals being our fight or flight glands? Super B helps support our adrenals so we don't get to the point where we need the cortisol, right? So our body is getting some TLC on our adrenals from the get-go, okay? It supports the mood. It also supports cognitive function. So if you have a kiddo or if you need some more clarity of mind, Super B is a great thing to do, okay? I increased mine recently as I was trying to support different systems of the body, trying to get healthy again. It replenishes daily B vitamins. You don't make B vitamin. This is one of those ones, if you have it, take it every day. The dose is actually 2 tablets a day. I know a lot of people on our team just take one, okay? Rose putting up one finger, she takes one. Most days I take one. If I'm feeling blue or anxious, or I know I have something happening in my life that's gonna trigger me, I take 2. I've been known to take more, but you have to pay attention to your body. You have to take that decision on your own. Like, I can't tell you how much that you can take. I can just tell you what's on the label, but I can tell you that's what I've done. Okay. So on that note, all right. I could talk all day about mood support. I didn't even touch on that CBD. I'm going to touch on CBD really fast. Can I do that real quick? Yes. Okay. What time is it? 4. I'm good. Okay. CBD. So here it is in a nutshell. If you want more information on the CBD, watch the video we did last Saturday, because I did a whole training on that. But my 2-minute thing on CBD is you have a body system called the endocannabinoid system that regulates all the systems of your body, including your brain and your nervous system, okay? And it doesn't matter if it's overactive or if it's underactive. We want to bring your body back to homeostasis, right? The endocannabinoid system goes, oh, you have a cold. We need to trigger your immune system. Let's pull you back to homeostasis. Oh, you got a UTI. Let's trigger your immune system and urinary system to pull you back into homeostasis, right? That's what the endocannabinoid system does, okay? The endocannabinoids, which we find in our CBD product, communicate directly with the receptor sites that are in the endocannabinoid system, okay? So I am not claiming that any of the products that I talked about today, or oils or CBD, are addressing anything. What I will tell you is that the CBD, the oils, the supplements are all about going into your body and going, oh, this is out of balance. Let's give you a little bit of TLC and pull it back into balance, right? Like, your mood's off. Let's figure out how to pull that mood back into balance, right? That's all it does. It goes in and it figures out what you need. The nutrition goes on in and communicates with the body at the receptor sites, right? So the CBD, any of the flavors will bring your entire body back into homeostasis, right? I prefer the citrus for mood support because we know that citrus, orange, grapefruit, lemon, they're all our happy oils. If you're feeling anxious or blue, put those in your diffuser. It's mood elevating. We know that. There's research on that, right? So when they had a citrus oil, I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling myself today. I think I'm going to go use this one. Oh, I want to go support my immune system. Oh, I might want to go use the cinnamon CBD today. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like based on the flavor, depends on which one you're using. I happen to have this one on my desk because I've been doing a lot of mood support lately because 'tis the season. All right. They also have, can you guys see that? The CBD Calm, which is a roll-on. Love it. It's got oils like chamomile, lavender, I can't remember. What do they have in it? It has rose, maybe, lavender, ylang ylang, frankincense. We talked about frankincense today. This is a vetiver. It's got vetiver in it. Vetiver is one of my favorite grounding oils, right? So this has an amazing aroma. And you can just roll it on the back of your neck, on your wrists, on the bottoms of your feet. I rubbed this on my daughter's feet before school, when she was still in school, before she went to school. You do not have to worry about testing positive with our CBD products because they are from a CBD isolate. And what that means is they've taken the hemp plant and they've extracted the cannabinoids and they've removed all the terpenes. The terpenes are where the THC is. And they've removed 100% of them. And that's what causes the psychoactive response in CBD products, right? The THC. We don't have any of that in it. What we have done is we've added the essential oils back into the CBD to turn those receptor site or those molecules back on. So we're using the oils with the CBD isolate. So if you want more information on that, go watch the video I did last week. It's posted in our group. I do have a YouTube channel now, so you guys can watch it on the YouTube channel as well, and I'll get that to you guys as well. But if you are not, well, if you are a member, let me start with that. If you're not on Essential Rewards, I recommend it because, like I said earlier, consistency is important, and getting the starter kit and getting a couple oils here and there are great. That is better than not using them. And I am all for that. But if you have a specific health goal or target, something that you're targeting, you have to be consistent. And there's so many things from Young Living that we can be buying now that we don't have to go out and buy, like our hand sanitizers, our soaps, our laundry detergents, toothpaste. That should be a whole another class. There's, you know, personal care, our makeup line now. Like there's so many things that we can be buying. It only makes sense to be putting them on Essential Rewards so you can get those free points where you can go shopping for free later. Okay, so that's like a huge perk, and you get cheaper shipping. If you are not a member, if you decide this is not for you, it's okay. Okay, we will still be your friend and you can still talk to us. How's that? Okay, let's get that out of the room. If you decide this is something that you want to do, go back to the person who invited you and talk to them and ask them for their member number so they get credit for you enrolling. One of the things, like at the beginning when I told my story and I'm like, my whole, like, I love helping people, like I really do. And like, I want to help support people. My goal is, how about that? Not to just come on and share all these informations with you and like just sell you stuff and leave, but to teach you how to use it, right? Like if Ro invited you, she can teach you how to use the products that you get. Or if Sherry invited you, she might teach you about the green cleaning, because that is, the two Kaylas are together. Yes, they are. But our whole team would, why is that doing that? Help support you, okay? We have a Facebook group that you can go on and ask questions. We have videos that you can get training on. Like, we want to lock arms with you and help you out with this. To get started, you can get a starter kit, which I have torn apart on my desk now because I just did a class with you guys. But it looks like this, and it comes full. My oils are on my desk, but it comes with 12 oils. So a lot of the oils we talked about today, it has the peace and calming, the stress away, the frankincense, it has the thieves and lavender, but it also has things for your digestive system. It has things for your respiratory system. It has oils for purifying the air and DIYs. You can make your own deodorant and air fresheners and carpet fresheners and like all these things. Like, I always go, there's always something in there for everybody. We can figure out, if you have something going on, we can come to this kit, because Young Living put it together because they knew that that was the most versatile oils that they could put together to help people who are getting started, okay? It comes with the free diffuser. You just add water to it. Show it to you. I just found this hack out. You guys ready? Here's my hack. So you take this to the sink and put your finger underneath the funnel. You fill it up, and then you pour it in. So no more carrying your water bottles around the house to fill your diffuser. Who knew? And then you add your oils to it. You put your lid on it. Had no idea. Isn't that kind of nifty? Learned that from Skyla. And then you put your up on it, you turn it on, and the oil comes up out of the top. So you can use that to purify the air. For mood support, any of the oils we talk for mood, you can diffuse those. If you're supporting your respiratory system, you can use oils like the Raven that comes in the kit, or eucalyptus or something like that. If you just want it to smell good, we have tons of recipes on our Facebook group where you guys can just play with different aromas. And then the kit is $165, and it comes with 12 oils, the diffuser. It has a couple of the Thieves products in it, but it also gives you the wholesale membership, which is active for life. All you have to do is spend $50 a year. If you do not spend $50 a year, you just go inactive. If you decide later to reactivate, you just call the person who was your sponsor and they help you reactivate. You just place a simple order. But it gives you 24% off. I think I said all that. So I would recommend, like, if you're watching this and you're not a member, go back to the person who told you about this call and talk to them about what oils in there can benefit you personally, and have them walk you through it. And then if you are a member, I'm going to